9th of February 2026, at China's Spring Festival Gala, the most watched television broadcast on Earth with over 1 billion viewers, something happened that the global robotics industry had been quietly dreading. Dozens of humanoid robots walked onto the stage alongside trained martial arts students from the Tagu Martial Arts School and performed Kung Fu. Not pre-programmed choreography, not remote-controlled demonstration, fully autonomous movement, completely without human input, executing backflips reaching 3 meters in the air, 7.5 rotation air flares, never before accomplished by any robot, weapons routines with nunchucks and staffs, wall kicks, complex spinning techniques, all perfectly synchronized, all at speeds of 4 meters per second. The robots were made by a Chinese company called Unitree. 12 months before that performance, those exact same machines could barely complete a basic dance routine without stumbling. In 1 year, they went from unstable prototypes to elite performers on the world's biggest stage. And the part that should genuinely concern everyone watching is not the performance itself. It is what happened the morning after. Unitree announced its production target for 2026, 20,000 humanoid robots. For context, they shipped 5,500 in 2025, which was already more than Tesla, Figure AI, and every other Western competitor combined. Now they are tripling that number. And this is not a startup burning money on ambition. Unitree's gross margins across its robotics lines run at 60%, a figure that most technology companies would describe as exceptional. It filed for an IPO on China's STAR market in early 2026, raising the equivalent of nearly $600 million and allocated all of it to production expansion and AI research and development. Right now, China holds between 85 and 90% of the entire global humanoid robot market by volume. Elon Musk stood at the World Economic Forum and said publicly that
except for China's growth in electricity is tremendous.
The toughest competition for Tesla. When Elon Musk says something like that about a competitor, it is worth taking seriously. Here is what makes the Chinese robotics lead different from previous technological races. It was deliberate and it was structural. China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology identified humanoid robots as a strategic national priority in its industrial guidelines years before the current boom. State funding went into testing infrastructure, supply chain development, and backing individual companies. Unitree inherited a supply chain built by BYD for electric vehicles and by DJI for drones, meaning that the motors, reducers, encoders, and batteries it uses in its robots had already been mass-produced at scale before Unitree ever assembled its first humanoid. It did not need to build a supply chain. It moved into one that already existed. Boston Dynamics spent years building Atlas from scratch with custom hydraulic components that cost millions of dollars each. Unitree built the G1 humanoid using in-house motors, reducers, and controllers. It developed itself and priced the result at $16,000. That is the price point of a second-hand car, not a sophisticated machine with 30 degrees of freedom, LiDAR sensors, depth cameras, and an AI model capable of autonomous navigation and complex manipulation tasks. Nvidia, Apple, and Meta have all purchased hundreds of Unitree G1 units for their own AI research programs. The robot that started as a Chinese startup's product is now the leading hardware platform for humanoid AI research globally. And Unitree is not alone. Agibot, backed by BYD and Hillhouse Capital, shipped 5,168 humanoid robots in 2025, making it the second largest seller in the world. It rolled out its 10,000th robot in late March 2026. Shanghai-based Xpeng unveiled its Iron Robot at its AI Day event in Guangzhou in 2025. A machine that stood 178 centimeters tall, moved with a gait smooth enough that the CEO had to physically open its chest panel on the stage to prove there was no human inside. Iron has 82 degrees of freedom across its body, including 22 in each hand alone. It is being deployed to shopping malls, hotels, and reception desks in 2026. UBTech launched its Utopia U9 consumer robot in July 2026, crossing what the industry calls the uncanny valley, with a 1-to-1 reproduction of human skin texture down to pores and subcutaneous blood vessels. It priced the top model near 1 million yuan, secured over 13,000 pre-orders from wealthy consumers in its first few days, and positioned it explicitly as an emotional companion for a market of 310 million elderly Chinese citizens living alone. The robotics race in China is not happening in one place. It is happening across dozens of companies simultaneously, at a speed that the global industry had not modeled as possible this quickly. While all of this was happening in robotics, China was simultaneously building something in transportation that has already moved past the question of whether it works. Baidu's Apollo Go autonomous ride-hailing service crossed 20 million cumulative rides in February 2026, with weekly rides peaking at over 300,000. These are not supervised test drives with a safety driver in the front seat. These are fully driverless rides on public roads. No steering wheel in the front seats, AI doing everything. Apollo Go already operates in China, Hong Kong, Dubai, and is scheduled for launch in the United Kingdom and Germany.
The company announces a partnership with Waymo. It will bring fully autonomous rides starting in Nashville. Joining us now
through a partnership with Lyft announced in August 2025. A robo-taxi ride in China currently costs the equivalent of 35 cents per mile. The same journey in a US-based autonomous vehicle costs around $2. WeRide, another Chinese autonomous driving company, holds driverless operating permits in 8 countries, including the United States, France, Belgium, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, and the UAE. No other autonomous driving company on Earth has driverless permits in that many countries. It plans to have 2,600 robo-taxis operating globally by the end of 2026. In March 2026, China did something that Elon Musk had been promising to do for years and had not yet accomplished. China's National Medical Products Administration approved NEO, a brain-computer interface developed by Neurical Technology and Tsinghua University for commercial sale. Not for clinical trials, for commercial sale to the public. NEO is a coin-sized implant that sits between the skull and the brain's protective outer membrane, reading motor signals without penetrating brain tissue, decoding a patient's intention to grip or move an object, and translating that intention into physical movement through a connected robotic system. 36 patients were tested in trials. Every single one recovered meaningful grip function. Many recovered it even after the chip was switched off, suggesting the device had stimulated genuine neural pathway recovery rather than simply providing a mechanical workaround. China also integrated NEO into its national health insurance system within days of the regulatory approval, meaning patients who qualify for it do not pay the full cost out of pocket. Neuralink, as of mid-2026, remains in FDA-supervised human trials with approximately 21 participants. It has not received commercial approval anywhere. China got there first. In the same week, its humanoid robots were doing kung fu on television. The manufacturing infrastructure that is producing all of this is itself operating on a model that has no Western precedent at current scale. Zeekr, the electric vehicle brand owned by Geely, runs a factory in Ningbo where over 800 robots work simultaneously in total darkness, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with no human workers on the floor. The lights are off because there is nobody there who needs them. This factory produces 800 electric vehicles every single day.
70% of all EVs in the world, electric vehicles, are made in China. They have far superior in-vehicle technology.
Ford's CEO publicly acknowledged that the cost and quality of Chinese electric vehicles now surpasses what he sees coming out of Western manufacturing. Zeekr has since brought humanoid robots inside the same factory to work alongside the industrial robots, handling materials and components autonomously. A factory with no human workers building cars that are cheaper and higher quality than the cars being built by factories with thousands of human workers is not a future concept. It is currently operating in Ningbo, China. The TrendForce market research firm projected in April 2026 that China's humanoid robot output would surge by 94% in 2026, with Unitree and Agibot together capturing close to 80% of global market share. The humanoid robotics market was valued at $2.9 billion in 2025. Morgan Stanley projects it will reach $38 billion by 2035 and $5 trillion by 2050. The gap between where China sits right now and where every other country sits is not the kind of gap that closes in a year. It is the kind of gap that closes when a competitor builds the entire industrial, regulatory, and research infrastructure that China has already built, starting from scratch, while China continues scaling. Musk said China will be the toughest competition. He may have understated it. In February 2026, their robots did kung fu on the world's biggest stage. In March 2026, they approved a brain chip for commercial sale. By the end of the year, they will have shipped 20,000 humanoid robots into the global economy. The world has been watching. The question is whether it has been watching carefully enough. What makes this moment genuinely different from previous technology competitions is the speed of iteration. In the electric vehicle industry, China spent roughly a decade building its supply chain before it became globally dominant. In humanoid robotics, the same process is happening in a fraction of that time. Unitree was a quadruped robot company 3 years ago. It entered the humanoid market in 2024 and by 2025 was the largest humanoid robot shipper in the world. Agibot went from 1,000 units to 10,000 units in the space of 3 months. These are the scaling numbers of an industry that has inherited a complete industrial ecosystem from adjacent sectors, plugged AI capabilities into hardware already at mass production scale, and set a government-backed strategic target for global market dominance by 2027. The brain chip approval is the detail that has received the least attention relative to its significance. Neurical Technology and Tsinghua University developed NEO using a design that placed sensors on the brain's protective membrane rather than penetrating tissue, making regulatory approval faster and the surgical procedure less complex. China's regulator cleared it for public commercial use on March 2026, covered by national health insurance. The West is still running trials. China is running a commercial product. The robotic story and the brain-computer interface story are both expressions of the same underlying reality. China has decided that physical AI is the defining technology race of the next decade, and it is currently winning it by most measurable metrics. By the end of 2026, somewhere between 25 and 30,000 Chinese humanoid robots will be working in factories, hotels, care homes, research laboratories, and reception desks around the world. The same robots that were stumbling through basic routines in February 2025. That timeline is the number every technology strategist needs to have written somewhere visible. Because in 2026, this is no longer something that can be described as coming. It has arrived.